So I have a unique situation. I have too many cars. I understand that that's not a problem for a lot of people, but it is for me. The G-Wagon, I have the Raptor, I have the Tesla, I also have the BMW Alpina. That's eventually going to come back, and I have the golf cart. Why is that a problem? I feel obligated to drive them all because the worst thing you can do for a car is not drive it. So I'm driving cars not because I want to, or I enjoy it, or any of that kind of stuff. I'm driving them simply because I feel obligated to. That's not gonna work for me. I love driving, and I want to enjoy the vehicle I'm driving. I have to get rid of one, maybe two. So now I have to decide which one. I had to start thinking about what each one brings to the table, and ultimately decide which one is the least wanted and figure out what to do with it. First up, we have the G-Wagon, and there's some positives and a few negatives to it. The negatives are there is a hump, albeit a small one back here for the girls' feet, so they don't fit as nicely as some of the other cars. And it doesn't get great gas mileage, especially when I'm driving it. So the fact that the kids don't like sitting in the back as much as other cars, and it gets poor gas mileage, are two things I have to consider. Huge benefits are, not only do I enjoy driving it, my wife Valerie really enjoys driving it, which for us both to enjoy a car is a rare thing because we want something different out of our cars. I want that, and she wants to feel comfortable and capable in it and its abilities to do what she wants, which is most of the time just safe driving. We have the Raptor with its big 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 with big tires. It's noisy when you drive it, but it is one of the funnest cars I own to drive on a consistent basis. The entire family fits comfortably. I've upgraded the things I need to make it modern enough to have the conveniences like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Even though it's the oldest car we own and gets the worst gas mileage, it still checks some boxes that none of the other cars do. As far as being able to haul things in the bed, got sentimental value. We've got the Tesla, which obviously doesn't get gas mileage, but it still does cost money to charge it. It's overall going to be the least maintenance needed on a vehicle because, well, if you drive a Tesla properly and you have the regenerative braking, you don't even really have to go through brake pads. There's no oil, just tires. It really eliminates a lot of the hassle of a regular car. The most noise it makes is when you put it in reverse. So it is the least fun for me to drive. And like I've said, the enjoyment from driving is a big deal to me. But it's really easy to drive. It's another one that Valerie doesn't mind driving. It's got all the creature comforts and technology you would want. It doesn't have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, but in this particular vehicle, it's not a big deal because the navigation on it is so good and even integrates in charging stops when you need it. So I actually wouldn't use Waze or any of my navigation stuff from my phone. It doesn't bother me that it doesn't have it because they've built such a good infrastructure inside of the car, you don't need it. And we have the golf cart, which surprisingly might be the funnest to drive and is most likely the most driven vehicle we own. It has a lot to do with being in South Florida with nice weather and all of that, but it's also just, it's a good time. It's open air. Mine goes about 36 miles an hour. It's street legal. We all fit really well in it, which is a huge benefit, and as long as we're staying somewhat local and we can get where we're going in the golf cart, we take the golf cart. So it's definitely a fun, easy to drive for me. Valerie's not a huge fan of it, driving it at least. The last one is the BMW Alpina B7, which is still out at the shop getting fixed. As far as I remember, it was a really nice car. It was a little narrower than everything else. The girls seem to have enjoyed it. It had the TVs in the headrest, nicest interior out of all of them, in my opinion. 600 plus horsepower. It was a really nice car. It's been gone for so long. It's hard to actually remember how much we liked or didn't like it because we only had it a short time before it broke. McLaren's going to a dealer to sell at consignment. I've narrowed it down to 2 different places. It's going to be gone here probably in the next week, week and a half. Once the McLaren's gone, the Aston can go in the garage where it deserves to be. Let me know what you think, which one should go, which one should stay. Give me reasons why, and I'll see you in the next one.